Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Fridays on 42nd Street at the Des Moines Playhouse. I'm Katy Merriman, Artistic Director, and we are here to talk a little bit more about what's making outdoor theater work this summer from behind the scenes. We did a little tour last week of what an actor might experience out there, and this morning we have Abby Kilpatrick and Paige Berry, who have been stage managers for our shows this summer. Okay, sorry, I got distracted because Jack's waving at them. That's good. They are just I'm gonna ask them some questions, and they're gonna tell us, what's different and unique about being outside. And I'm gonna just publicly thank them right now for the incredible amount of work that they are doing to make summer work. So, Abby, you're the person on the top screen on Zoom, so why don't you tell us a little bit about you and where you're in school and what shows you worked on this summer?
Okay, so I'm Abby Kilpatrick. I am going to be a senior at Valley High School. And this summer I stage managed for Love Letters, our first show, and then our children's show, which is Miss Electricity.
Cool. And you're also filling in on another show, correct?
Yeah, I get to run the last weekend of The Roommate.
So she gets to learn an entire show in a matter of days. It's gonna be great. All right, and then Paige, can you tell us what's your deal?
I'm Paige Berry. I will be a sophomore at Northwest Missouri State University, and I'm majoring in technical theater. And I stage manage Rounding Third, and I'm stage managing The Roommate until I go back to school, and then Abby will take over for me.
Cool. So, I know you both have a lot of technical theater and backstage experience at the Playhouse, but also at your other schools and other theaters. Has anything stood out to you this summer about, what is weird or different or unexpected about being outside to do this?
It's been very different working with 2 people instead of the normal 30 or 15 or something.
In a cast?
And we've also had to adapt to the heat and adapt to rain, so it's been very interesting, plus adapting to rehearsals on Zoom.
Yeah, for sure. Paige, anything stand out to you?
For me, it's just the biggest thing I've noticed is the challenges in actually getting the show outside and actually how to get all of our scenery and all of our props and all of our sound and lighting equipment outside for the show.
How long, can you talk us through what your setup is for The Roommate right now?
For The Roommate's a very big show with lots of props. So we usually come in between 4 and 4:30, and we'll start with running cables for lights and sound, and then we'll start putting props out, and scenery and costumes, and carrying everything outside. And it usually takes us from 4:15 or 4:30 till about 5:45. Until we've got everything outside and we're ready to go for the show.
And then I know we have a rain plan for each show. Abby, can you talk about kind of how we come up with a rain plan and what it might look like? Have either of you had to use it?
So I never used it with Love Letters. We got really lucky at the beginning of the summer, but we had to sit down and decide what was the most important to get inside first, and then we also had to get the actors in to get their mics off, and then they would come outside and help us. So with Love Letters, it was just covering the sound table and then the front monitors, but nothing else had to happen.
It definitely is okay, what's the thing that absolutely can't get wet? Let's get it inside as soon as possible. Paige, I have one more question for you, because in The Roommate, you have a lot of sound cues, but our stage managers are calling the show and running the show from behind the stage instead of the back of the theater so they can see everything. How's that going for you back there?
It was definitely a challenge. Figuring out how to hit cues without being able to see what the actors are doing. But we're making making it work, and our actors are wonderful, of course, and have really helped us in sort of making a pattern for themselves in that they do the same thing every night in the same way. So we can sort of base off of them, like the tops of their heads that we can see. And also, we've been able to go off of sort of the same time of music every night, and we found different ways to make each cue work.
You're adapting very well. I'm pretty sure Abby does one of her cues for Miss Electricity off of their stomping feet. Yeah. She listens for stomps and then she knows to hit the button. Well, thank you so much for being so flexible and adaptable and for jumping into the summer. You two have been so instrumental, and I was hoping we'd get to meet Caitlin Dean this morning too, but Caitlin Dean's been working on stage management with us all summer too, and has been a huge part of making everything work. So big thanks to you, to Caitlin. Also, we've had so many really great volunteers show up this summer. Lots of really dedicated people who have come to help usher, and I couldn't list off everyone's first and last names for you, but I know I'm seeing people like Eva Williams and Janet Whiteside. They've been here for so many shows, and I know I'm going to forget someone. Liam's been here getting his silver cord hours all summer, and we also have this really cool data entry project for volunteers who don't feel comfortable like leaving home or just don't want to be around a lot of people at all. So they're working on this like kind of, you know, instead of IMDb, we're doing like a Playhouse database of all our shows and everything. So there's tons of information to enter from playbills, and we've got about 14 people who have been working really hard on that. So thanks to all of you for doing that. I know in particular, Harold Hinkhouse and Kathy Polson have been like tearing away at those projects and have entered multiple seasons of shows. So thanks to all of you who are finding ways to volunteer, even though we're kind of operating in weird circumstances still for right now. I'm so appreciative of all the people who have such like dedication and talent and are willing to share it with us to make theater happen. So thanks very much. Thanks to the two of you ladies for joining us this morning. And we will see you again next week for Fridays on 42nd Street.